Nets Kingdom.
Yo, what a win, man. You know what I'm saying? Good win. That's 3-1. Make sure I hit that like button, subscribe. If you're joining us right now, we're about to recap Group C. I mean, we didn't advance, but it was a good win. It was a scrappy win, right? This is us. This is the Nets right now.
Hey, any win is a good win. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everyone wants to talk about the in-season tournament. You know what I say? F the in-season tournament. We're the Brooklyn Nets and we are average. Enjoy it.
We're the average Nets.
Hey, we're the average Nets. You can tell in the chat that we're average as shit. But we're back.
Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button for us, man. So get this out there. But this game was interesting. I mean, the Raptors, they're kind of like us, you know, they have their good nights and then they have their bad nights. You know, sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're cold.
Battle of the mid.
Yeah, the battle of the mid. This first quarter was a rock fight, though, man. I mean, both teams were shooting bad. I think we were like, it was a combined like 1 for 8 to start. It was really like a rock fight. We were not hitting anything. But in that first quarter, it was 22-21. Mikal Bridges had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Spicy P had 8 points too in that first quarter. Then to close the half, it was a back and forth game most of this game. To close that important run in this, there was 2 important runs, I think, in this game. It was that second quarter run. We went on a 17-2 run or a 15-0 run to close the half. And we were leading 52-44 at the break. Third quarter came, and then it got back into this back and forth game because Toronto made their run. And then it was just, I feel like the third and the fourth were very, very close until Royce went crazy in the fourth. That's when, like I said, the second quarter, the end of that run, and then the fourth quarter, Royce's crazy threes, that run. Those were the 2 key runs, I think, for this win. But what was your guys' overall take about this game? I mean, who were y'all standouts tonight?
Yo, I mean, what a fourth quarter by Royce O'Neal, to say the least.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was like, I swear to God, this dude got all of his threes in the last quarter.
Bro, I was like, nah, where did Royce come from? Because the threes was like, when he catches fire, he catches fire. You know Royce, man, because when he's on fire, it's like, damn. But then when he goes cold, it's like, oh my God.
See, the perfect comparison, Royce O'Neal is how the Nets were in the fourth quarter compared to the second, third, and fourth of last game. Because Royce will have those nights where he can't hit shit, literally 0 for 10 before. He's been 0 for 10, 0 for 9, something like that. And then he'll have games where he just can't miss. But overall, I mean, who knows where this game goes if Royce O'Neal is not hitting those 3-pointers.
Yeah, because like I said, it was neck and neck in that fourth quarter. Let me look at Royce, because Royce, and it was like all game, Royce wasn't really, I mean, he wasn't, would you say he was impactful for the first 3 quarters? Or was he more just like in the shadows waiting?
He wasn't doing too much, but he had a I mean, he was playing quite a bit, but it was really that fourth quarter that really stuck out, because obviously, like, if you're not scoring a whole bunch, I mean, he had 6 threes.
Yeah.
But the thing was, overall, like, with the way Royce is, unless you actually visually watch Royce O'Neal take the ball up and do a bunch of stuff, you're not really going to notice too much of what he's doing, unless he's really just, shooting threes. But defensively, I mean, he's still, that's always there. The effort and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think he made was it all 6 in the fourth? I don't know if it was all 6.
He was 4 for 6 from 3 in the fourth.
4 for 6. Okay.
It felt like that. I mean, 4 threes in the fourth is nuts.
That's crazy. I look at the stats. I'm like, oh, there got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in double digits. Royce 18 off the bench. Clax to me tonight was so good, man. I mean, 15 points, 4 blocks, 8 rebounds, 7 for 10. Clax just defensively, he's just been on a run defensively. Like the switching, the blocks, his timing is impeccable. And they were coming at me earlier, earlier last year about JJJ. Oh, JJJ, Defensive Player of the Year, JJJ. But go look at JJJ's defensive metrics right now. Go look at his team's record right now, and go look at his defensive metrics. And look at Clax's defensive metrics. So it's like, I'm just putting it out there. Clax, he has been overlooked defensively, and we know this. Nobody want to watch the Nets. Nobody want to put the Nets on prime time, and we're not going to be on prime time. People are not going to look at the Nets. But if you watch the NBA and you watch every team, Clax is what he brings defensively. Yeah, thank you, Cy, for these. Royce, 18 points, 6 for 12 from 3. Shout out to BB. He said JJ's looking bad this year. He's ruining my fantasy. You drafted him on fantasy? There's no way. Yeah, I mean that's not a bad draft on fantasy though. But like I said, they were hyping Ness man up last year. They couldn't wait. Oh yeah, he deserves his Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, what's good, Brian V? What's good? Shout out to Isaac. What's good, bro? He said they're running on the A line. Apparently, 8 new sets in service. Oh, what happened in the subway? No, Isaac always in tune with the subway, man. What's going on in the subway, bro? You're always in tune with the Isaac. Know what's up with the transit. But yeah, tonight Clax really was a standout for me. Royce, of course, in the fourth quarter, very, 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 very clutch. Very, very clutch threes. He pulled it out for us. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not really too, like I said, I was still, either way we win or lose, I'm still level keeled. I'm like, because we weren't gonna advance either way. But like I said, it's still good to have a 3-1 record coming out of the tournament. I just think the Nets going forward, we just need to beat the good teams. That's probably what our issue is. Like, Toronto's not a good team. I mean, I guess they're more of an average mid team. They're kind of like us, just mid, or probably worse than us. I gotta look at their record, but
they're 8-10 right now after tonight.
They're 8-10. Yeah. See, they're just there. They're not really that, a good team. They're not considered a good team. A good team to me is us beating somebody in the top 5 in the East. That's when I'm like, okay, we're gonna start something here. Shout out to Billy Reinhardt. That was a good tweet the other day. He put a tweet about the Nets were 8-8. We take care of business against the good teams, but the bad teams is where the Nets fail. I mean, I'm sorry. The good teams is where we fail. The bad teams is where we excel. I think we're undefeated against bad teams or something like that. I gotta find that tweet. Oh,
but wasn't that hasn't that been a net thing? Even when we had the superstars, how many times did we argue about?
I wouldn't say that.
Well, no, but how many times did we argue about not blowing teams out that we should?
When we had Durant and Irving, we would lose to these teams.
Yeah, we would lose to the. But I would say that
I get what you're saying.
We would still beat the good teams too, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
With the stars, we would beat good teams. We would beat the top teams. Actually, we would play better against the top teams. You're right. We would play better against the top teams, and then we would play down. When we play bad teams, we would play down. But now we're playing.
Now it's flipped.
Yeah, it's flipped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's flipped. Shout out to.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Say.
No. I just want to hop in there. I don't want to. No, you're.
Oh good. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Shout out to Dren. Netskin was good. We making a comeback. Shout out to Dren 23. JR said if Royce isn't that good and Toronto sucks this season so far. We swept Toronto last year. Yeah, like I said, Toronto's not really good. They're not really. I mean,
they were 9-8, right? We're 8-8. Now we're 9-8 as well. Now they're 9-9, but there's a few teams. See, the problem is I think we're better than we can tell right now. Mm-hmm. But until we're fully healthy and have consistent games, it's like trying to say where we, because like on all intents and purposes, you could say we're not far off. Like Toronto and the Nets are not far off from one another. Like nobody's really light years ahead of the other team.
Oh no. But I know like you go to Toronto, like Chubbs was saying, he said he went to Toronto Spaces and they were telling, we got to blow it up fire Ujiri's got to go.
Oh, well, dude, they should have blown it up.
Yeah, I think they should have blown it up or something.
Even though they lost to the Nets, who cares? Even if they had won this game, they should still blow it up. Yeah. Or just stop sitting on your players and just make something happen already.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should have blown it up
because their pick this year, they traded to the Spurs for Podol.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So they don't have a pick either.
It's top 4 protected, but they're probably not going to have a pick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like I said, going forward, I just want us to keep playing on this type of like at least just play hard. That's all I ask from the Nets. Just play hard. Even though we're not the most talented team, we don't got stars. Just be in the game every single night. Just play hard, be in the game. When Cam Thomas and Ben come back, it's gonna be probably more exciting. These games are gonna be more exciting. It's gonna be more probably like eyes on us. But yeah, what you guys think in the chat and about this win? If you're joining us right now, we're doing a quick recap on the Nets versus Raptors Group C. We did not advance, but everybody in Group C, I believe, had 3-1. We were Nets were 3-1.
We need to trade everybody now. We didn't advance, trade them all. Get rid of them.
I don't understand why like Nets fans are like mad right now. Like I'm not mad at all.
I just find it funny that last like 30 seconds, 40 seconds of the game of them just scrambling to try and score points it's like they waited till the last like minute of the game. But I like that. I'm glad the players I think the players are having fun with it. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad the players are not taking it too seriously. But
what do you think about? I was going to ask you, what do you think about Vaughn tonight? Because Vaughn's been getting a lot of
Well, okay, dude. This is where I'm at with the Nets, man. Especially Coach Vaughn. Like, he's a mid coach, bro, and that's just the reality, right? Yeah. We're a mid team right now. That's just the reality, right? Like, I can't sit here and come up and talk about every game. I can't sit here and say that Coach Vaughn every game has been absolutely perfect or terrible. You know what I mean? Like, there's a balance of does us winning 3 in a row? You can't tell me that him and his coaching staff don't bear some respect for that. It's not just the players; it's a team. Game plan pre-set up. Of course, the players to me get more credit because they're the ones that they're actually doing it. Yeah. But again, kind of like how last season, man, we made that trade, and I just feel like this is what you're going to get with Coach Vaughn. Right? Like, this is like, I'm not surprised of the things that we see. It's kind of like I said in Spaces, because I set it up. Brandon disappeared. And I said in Spaces before I came on here, it's like, at the end of the day, I already know all the positives and negatives about Coach Vaughn. That, like, what more do I need to talk about or say? We all know them. Same thing with the players in the team. It's like that's why I've been wanting to push the narrative and conversation more towards the future sometimes, because it's like, at what point do we run out saying the same shit over and over about the coach and the players? Like, we already know it. We know their playbooks. Yeah. Now we got to start getting into like talking about moving on, like enjoy the games, talk about them when they're fun. But like the real meat and potatoes is about the future of this team, because even if we're enjoying this 3-game win streak, and even if Ben and Cam come back, this ain't going to be the same team potentially at the deadline, and it may not even be the same team. It's definitely not going to be the same team next season.
Do you think that Sean's going to make a move at the deadline, or you think it's going to be?
I think he has to. Let alone, you can't tell me unless, this is one of those conversations that scares me. Unless you are making Royce O'Neal, unless they have a plan to make Royce O'Neal and Spencer Dinwiddie part of the future, they're damn well better be a trade. You do not let those two players, especially how Royce is playing. Yeah. Like maybe not so much Dinwiddie as Royce, I think, but some team is going to find them attractive to give you some assets for them. Yeah. Right? Like, unless you want to keep Royce as your quote veteran on the bench like your Patty Mills role next season. I get that, not trading him, but you at least have to attempt to move on from one or two of those guys. If you don't, that's a failure. Like you basically just let free assets go away. And I don't know how you justify that other than we were going to plan on re-signing both.
Yeah. I think that, like you said, they have value, but it's just up to Sean to, you know how he is during the trade deadlines, man. It's like a snail moving at
Oh, yeah. You
like
don't
2
know.
miles per hour. Like, unless you go, Sean, trade me right now, he's not going to like really do anything. You know, it's just like, he's just one of those GMs that just like keeps his hands in his pocket, you know, because it's like, as Nets fans, right, we're going to love our team and we love it when we win. But like you said, we're more looking towards the future now because that's all we have. We don't have any
that's where
championship hopes.
that's where all the fun is, man.
Yeah.
Because think about all the different potential. Like my thought of this today was because now it's like every time there is a peep about somebody being traded, that certain like people just want their savior, and it's like to me it's become pretty obvious. The Nets are not going to take another player's problem. They're not going to take another player's high contract.
Yeah.
And all the, we're not going to help you get better unless it is a player that just makes sense 100% completely. And right now, Dame just didn't make sense to me. Levine didn't make sense to me. Would they have been fun on this team? Yeah. But I think where this team's at, it's like if you make that move now, you instantly have to go all in. And you can clearly tell that's not where their head's at, man. They are moving at a snail's pace. They are evaluating everybody. They have to make trades at the deadline.
Yeah. Let me read some comments. Shout out to Undercover said, we beat a team missing 5 key players in Miami. Toronto is trash. I'm not moved. Chill said they better not trade Clax. BB said DFS or Royce, who goes? I'm gonna choose Royce. If you put a gun to my head, I'm choosing Royce. I'm sorry.
I think we should trade them both.
Trade them both?
Because Royce, I mean, he's expiring. It makes sense, but DFS to me is the one with the most value. And he's 30. We could get 2 first-round picks, like reported. Yeah, I like him. I think he's a good player, but
I think like
valuable.
if you well, of course, yeah, both is the correct. But if you had to choose one or the other, are you going to choose Royce or DFS?
I might have to choose DFS. Because with him,
for
his
the value, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let us know in the chat. That was a good question, BB. Trade Royce for Jalen Hood. Shout out to Jalen Hood. I wanted Jalen Hood when we in the draft. Isaac said DFS, Royce, Spencer are all tradable so far. JR said nobody's stupid enough to take Ben Simmons with his 0 offense injuries. Yeah. Unfortunately, Ben is probably going to be stuck with us for another year. And I don't know.
Nah, I think he's a free agent this year, no?
Next year.
No. He has next year. He has another year.
God damn it.
So it's like, in my mind, I'm like, Ben could get traded because I've seen GMs work there. I've seen Rob Pelinka get rid of Russ at his worst moments on the Lakers. Like Russ was trade value was in the dirt, getting paid $45 million. I've seen him flip Russ. So it's like I know Russ wasn't expiring, but still, like
they had to attach a first to get rid of him. Though.
Yeah. So it's like, could Sean really do it? I don't know if he's gonna, because he's gonna be like, I think he's just too hesitant on, if I mess up. He's already kind of like in the hot seat right now. So it's like, if I mess up again, Joe,
But here's the thing. It's not really like the Russell Westbrook situation, given the fact of Ben Simmons' injury history. Not to mention it's still affecting him. So he really has no value. So, I mean, we can try the Russ play or trade him to a team that's going to buy out his contract and he goes elsewhere. Mm-hmm. But I don't think any real GM is going to touch Ben Simmons with his injury history, especially that back problem.
Yeah. If I'm a GM and I get Ben, I want 2 firsts and I'm going to buy him out. I mean, I guess the smart thing to do would be wait until Ben isn't expiring, which will be next year, right? When he's expiring.
I guess.
That'll be the smart thing. But
I thought he was expiring this year. Damn.
Yeah. Shout out to Under. He said you're trading Royce for Kuminga. I think he got. Oh yeah, I would do that. Oh, what?
yeah.
I don't think the Warriors would, but I think
take that and run. Jesus Christ.
It's funny with the Warriors. I gotta talk to Gifted, my guy Gifted, about them because they don't really use Kuminga like they should. And then like Warriors fans are kind of like on the fence with him. So it's like I should just trade him and get a Royce is not even an older. He's an older player, but he's still what 31, 30. So it's
same range as DFS. He's not young, but he's not old either.
He's in that middle of his career, like that mid prime of his career. So it's like Royce could be definitely a good asset on the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? He can hit threes. He'll play defense. He's a wing. You know, so it's like I don't see why the Kuminga they wouldn't. I mean, give me the package undercover. Give me the trade package. Let me see, what would you do for that? Because I don't know if the Warriors would just do it player for player. I don't know, and I gotta look at contracts.
I've been thinking.
Yeah, go ahead.
With Ben Simmons injured and then Dinwiddie, being unexpiring, the Nets are going to have a big point guard problem next year.
Yeah.
Like it made sense that you wanted to draft Jalen Hood-Schifino because we're going to need, a point guard.
Yeah. I knew we should have drafted a point guard too, but I was like,
but bro, this is that number one conversation that you have to pause on, AJ. This is it. Like, this is scary, dude, because Ben has not been Ben. You're telling me that potentially that they're not going to, like, Dinwiddie stays. Like, this was one of my fears, though, is that, like, people get hurt and then other players steps in and the guy that you really would just, like, I don't hate Dinwiddie, but, like, dude, he really should be traded. And now you've got to sit there and now potentially, like, that's what scares me about Sean Marks. Is Sean Marks could turn around and say, hey, because of Ben, I better keep him and re-sign him and sign him to an extension, right? Like that's the thing about Sean that really kind of makes me nervous is, and then it's like on one hand you like sometimes loyalty, but the way he talks about loyalty, it doesn't sound like the loyalty that you think it is. It sounds like it's what would it be called if you're a yes man? Like he thinks it's loyalty, but it's not.
Sean is so weird because, bro, it's like. You should never talk about being loyal to Spence. You let Spence go. You traded Spence for I know you probably
and
said him
you
where you wanted to
almost
go.
Traded him again when you got him at the deadline last year.
Yeah, it's like there's no. I don't even know why. Like, well, we can't really. You know what I'm talking about? Say what we heard about.
I know.
I'm like, why? Like, why? Why does he?
No, but But what did I without him? Okay, I'm going to be careful here.
Yeah,
that was their way of letting said person know how they exactly felt and what their intention was.
Yeah.
Now, is that said person now doing something to raise their stock and value? Or is that person playing good because they love this team and they want to be here? That's the question you got to ask.
Yeah. That's a good talk. Make sure you hit that like button for us. We were supposed to be talking about this Toronto game that we won. But it's like I said, the future is all we have. It's all we have, man. It's like these wins and losses. We'll reminisce about the wins. I mean, we're gonna talk about the wins and we're gonna be happy, but it's like we have to talk about the future. It's all we have right now. We don't got no championship hopes. So it's like that trade deadline moment is huge this season. Clax is going to be unrestricted. We don't know what's going on. He's going to be a UFA.
Speaking of winning and losing,
yeah,
and my favorite person that comes from the chat, Undo, I have to check to make sure it was his tweet that was getting mad at me. Was that you, Undo, or was that somebody else talking about because somebody couldn't understand why I wasn't like all like upset that we're losing or that like I'm not losing my mind that we're winning.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't understand that. It's like, dude, it's like if you know we're not winning the championship, if you know we're not like anywhere near and we're most likely going to be making like if you know that the status of the team and potentially one of your favorite players might not be here in the next year, like how could you like that doesn't make you a better that was me. I don't know. I just don't like I get what you're saying, Cover, but at the same time it's just like I've been a fan for damn near my whole life, right? Like so it's like I don't know. I've seen this team go from high to low, high to low, high to low. So it's like at this point when a team is like this and it's clearly in a rebuilding, call it whatever the hell you want to, it's like why should I get all bent out of shape? Especially if I talk about this almost after every game. It's like at some point you got to be like bro, look at the team. The team is what it is. Like, don't stop making the team something bigger than it is. Like, it is what it is right now. And when Cam comes back and Ben comes back, hopefully both of them stay healthy enough that we can get like a legit look at this team. And then I think conversations change again. But
yeah, like for me, I don't like losing obviously because I'm a competitive person, but like you said, so these wins and losses, they don't mean everything in the world to me. Like if the Nets win, I'm happy. If the Nets lose, I'm just like, no.
But
like, I'm not,
But here the Cover said because he said the same thing in the tweet. Yeah. He's like the East is food. I get it, right? But even if the East is food, we're still not like food, even if that we're gonna say
East is not food.
I know, but
yeah.
For argument's sake, I'm gonna say Covers. He's 100% correct, right? It's 20 games into the season. Anything can change. But even if we were fully healthy,
you can't really say it's really early.
We're not gonna. I'm sorry, we're not taking down the Celtics. Yes, can we get lucky like Miami did in some senses with squeaking, like really getting they got lucky last year. They put in the work, but they did get lucky. They got a couple lucky breaks to stay in and go as far as they did. We're not going there. That's not us. Like Cover.
It's still early.
Even if we play amazing basketball, it's like, dude, we're not winning the chip. Unless we somehow trade they trade us what? Somehow we all of a sudden get Luka Doncic at the trade deadline.
I think this kind of goes to Vaughn, where this team is a lot more talented than any of us thought it would be. Because with Cam Thomas averaging 27, if he could stay healthy and continue that, the ceiling for this team becomes a lot higher. And I think the reason why, so many people, myself included, are very anti-Vaughn is because he puts a hard ceiling on this team. And I think if everything goes right, I think we could make a deep playoff run if we could stay healthy. But I don't know, it requires a lot of things going our way.
Yeah. And like, would you say like we can beat the Bucks or the Celtics in a regular season game? Can we sneak up and catch them slipping? Of course. It's the NBA. We always see teams do that. We're talking about a 7-game series here, like realistically.
Yeah, like, and I mean, like, come on, bro.
7-game series. We're not
I'm not Cover. You come at me so weird on Twitter too. It's like, dude, I'm not capping, right? Like, why don't you tell AJ he's capping? He's agreeing with me.
Yeah, we're not beating. We're
like,
not,
come on, dude. Like, it's like,
don't be that much of a homer, bro. I'm a homer too, but don't be too much of a homer, bro.
Dude, there's a difference between being exciting, right? Like you're saying factual stuff. Like I get it. Yeah, we got McCall. He's coming back. He's getting better. Cam has his potential. Like, yeah, there's a lot of positives for this team, but it's like, yeah, and I think we even all agreed. We talked about how many times. I think we all settled on somewhere between what, like 5 and 8 if everything breaks right with this team.
Yeah.
It's still not a championship team, but at the same time, I don't know why you're so butthurt about me. Like, if I don't care about wins and losses this year, and I'm like, so what? Like, I don't understand why it bothers you so much. You come at me like capping, all that. I don't even tweet at you. I don't come at you. I don't get it, but it's a difference of opinion. It's like, I get what you're saying, and I understand what Cypher's saying because I 100% agree with what Cypher's saying. about Jock, but it's like even with this team, it's like you can't sit here and tell me, yeah, we could make that's basically what you're saying. This season is we could do this. And that's it.
Oh no, he said he's not making no shade. He's just
I know he's not. He's cool.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's just talk. I mean, trust me, bro. Like when CT comes back, when Ben comes back, trust me, I'll have a little bit more faith, and I'm gonna be like, yo, we can give these teams a run, at least give them competition. Now, I'm not saying we're not gonna compete. I'm saying we can definitely compete with these top teams. I say we can compete. It's just the 7-game series is where I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. The discourse now, I get being exciting and hopeful and positive for your team, but
the team I think we could catch slipping is the Philly. We can catch Philly slipping.
I don't
know. Anybody outside of the Bucks, Celtics.
Hold off on Philly yet, dude. Don't that trade did wonders for them. And Maxey is having
we can't catch Philly sleep. You think out of all these teams, all right, let me know in the chat which team, if we were a seed right now and the playoffs were today, which team could we catch slipping if we were 8th seed? Let me know in the chat right now. Or we're 8th or 7th seed.
I think
I don't think it's this.
I'm not gonna hold it.
You said nobody?
I don't trust this team with nobody. Like, not for nothing. We really don't have a consistent offense that can compete in the playoffs. On top of that, our defense as a whole, not just individuals, is suspect as fuck to the point where Arando could give us 50 in the playoffs with the right system.
Oh, no.
And that's not being over dramatic. It's like, look at every team that's in the playoff position. There's clear-cut systems. There's players that are clear-cut options. There's order. Look at this fucking team. It's like every other month it's a number one option. Starting the season, it was I guess like a freestyle. It was anybody. But the next month it was a little bit of Cam Thomas. Next month it was a little bit of Mikal Bridges. Now it's looking like Lonnie Walker's the fucking number one option. On top of that, we also have the most suspect defense, especially if you're factoring in how many great individual defenders we have. We still can't put together a good defense. Like that just
I don't understand that either.
That's not a good recipe to go into the playoffs. So, I mean, can we catch a team slipping? Maybe. I think that's how you should describe this team. It's just a bunch of maybes.
A what-if team, yeah.
It's just a bunch of maybes.
Okay, Under making good points right here. Okay, he said every team took the Celtics 7 games. They play in, Hawks took them to 6. They got sent home by an 8 seed, man. They're not juggernauts. Every team in the West cookers, but the East is trash. I'm not gonna front. That's a good point about the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics are suspect during the playoffs. They are.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
But they got better with Drew Holiday.
They did get better though. Yeah, it's a different team. You know, this is
when they get to the playoffs, it's gonna look so different. It's
Porzingis and Drew is Drew is like that in the playoffs. Porzingis, he's still out to be. There's still a MIA for him. But he's going to get.
I get what Undo is saying, like, because there is a factor of the aspect of, like you said it, AJ. This team is doing better than we expected, right?
Yeah,
I think you said that at some point. Like, I didn't
consider overall. I was just like,
overall the Nets. The fact that we're 9-8 right now, and if you would have told me, that, I think most people were not given like positive, like winning records when we talked about that, but it's like, I get where he's saying, but I feel like in order for us to really, I don't know, like, because let's see, Miami is better than us, right? Yeah. Bucks are better than us, right?
Yeah.
The Knicks better than us?
Yeah, I would say that.
A little
bit. Paper, I don't want to say it. But
no, I know, but I mean, they're playing better. That's just the reality.
They have a better. They have a view. If you talk about the team wise, I think they have a better team than us.
Well, they have a better system set up. I'm not.
But they've been playing together for like
individual players,
same core for like 4 or 5 years. Outside of Jalen Brunson,
So I'm just saying there are teams that are close. Like the Hawks are like. I think teams like the that we've won in the last 3. It's like outside of the Heat. Mm-hmm. Those are teams that are more closer to us. So I get what he's saying. I just don't. I mean, but it's like in order. In my opinion, I'll say that like I guess my question in for you, Cover, is what are you like trying to say exactly? Are you claiming championship? Are you thinking we're in Miami? Is that what you're saying? Because we're not Miami. We don't have a Miami.
I don't think he's saying Miami level or even
No, but I'm trying to
Right.
understand his whole Cover's overall point of this like wins-loss thing and like where he actually thinks we can go this season realistically.
I mean, in defense of him,
It's not as simple as contender. All right, now you're capping, bro. Now you are capping. I love, hey, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
contenders. Why you put it in all caps?
And you know
Contenders.
he's 100% serious.
Contenders is crazy.
Yo, I can see undercover like typing bad hard. Contenders.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Yo, I mean, y'all understand the playoffs are a different animal, especially if we go up against a coach that knows how to fucking scheme. Like, do y'all understand? No team has really schemed for Cam Thomas yet. That's something we've never really seen. So once that happens, we're really fucked. Then you throw in a hack of Clax, or if he comes back, hack a Ben. We already don't have no offensive system. Like, so a coach that knows how to scheme against our guys, which is very easy to do. It's like
coaching matters. Coaching definitely matters in the playoffs.
It does. And how much do you think our team is winning? And see, that's the thing, though, because if we look at how we break down some of these players and then turn around and say it's all Coach Vaughn's fault, it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, so it's an equal partnership and some horribleness at times, but it's like I don't know. Cover, we can never talk about this again. We can never have this discussion. Like, okay, I'll tell you this. Cover, if how do I say this? I'll make you this bet. If the Nets make it to the finals this year, I will send you $1,000.
Woo!
How about that?
Yo, Cover, man, get your cash app or whatever. Get your shit ready, bro.
$1,000. I'll send you. It's recorded. You don't even have to win. You don't even have to win the championship. Just make it to the championship.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait. Yo, see, the only coach that worries me is Spo. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just saying it's there. I don't want to talk about it ever again. I don't want to hear contender until they're in the championship at the end of the season.
I'll say this in defense of Undercover. The Nets have been above 500, and our best player has missed half the season.
Bro, are you Cypher? You just said, hey, earlier, can I come? Hey, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm okay. Are you Cypher? As smart as you are and as stat oriented as you are, you're going to back up this claim.
No. I don't think we're contenders.
Okay, I needed to clarify, Cypher. Because this would have been ammo for the year. I just needed. I didn't want to set you up.
Yeah, I don't think we'll win the championship or anything. But
you don't think we will?
Better this year? No.
It's a yes or no. It's a yes. If
no, he said no.
Maybe we need to talk about it, Cypher.
No, it's a no.
Okay.
But I think we're a lot better than we think we are.
I
think we could make a deep playoff run. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we did make a conference finals. If everything does go right. But, again, I also know that isn't that likely.
But I also could see us being that team that gets in and just
falls apart.
Go back to last year's series, right? We got swept.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me those mofos did not fight their tooth and nail, and how close that if we just would have had, if JV would have just maybe put Cam Thomas in, over the many hours of Patty Mills, the many minutes of Patty Mills and Joe and all that crap, like maybe we won a game or two and we're looked at differently.
I mean, that's why the whole JV conversation. I think we have the talent to make the conference finals. But I don't trust the coach.
I don't know. Do you think we have the talent to make the conference finals? Chat, I need to see that in there. Do you think we have the talent to make conference finals? What about you?
In theory, yes, but you have to factor. Like I've said it before, you have to factor in. We have no real offensive system, despite having many individual great defensive players. Our defense is suspect as hell, and our coach really is not that good. And in theory, we have the players to make that deep playoff run, but the reality of it is we have so many flaws, it doesn't even make sense.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I think the talent is there, but we don't have the system in place to make that talent function.
Yeah.
Which is why I see so many fans in my timeline, say we should have gotten Udoka because his system would have been, absolutely perfect.
The Rockets are playing great this year. Well, so far, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I'm negative Nancy right now. I think we're first round exits.
That's not negative.
To be honest,
that's keeping it real.
I think we're first round exits. I'm sorry.
Not saying we're gonna miss.
I don't think it's
negative.
negative. I don't think having a reality based conversation and you essentially have the same team as you had last year. Now you could make the case that see that's the thing. I
think we're either first round exits or playing exits.
Well,
I
will say this. It all depends on. I mean, this is the other part of the question.
Mm-hmm.
The team that you're watching it now, assuming they're all healthy, is this going to be the same team that's in the playoffs?
Oh, that's a good point. We don't know.
Like you're making an assumption on a team that you have no clue is going to even be the same at the trade deadline. You don't know if any of and you're banking on a injured Ben Simmons who clearly is going to be in and out the rest of his career, in my opinion. And hopefully Cam Thomas, somebody needs to get him a pair of high top shoes.
Yeah.
He does. I don't like them low things, man. Those things are like
he likes
career
wearing Kobe's.
enders.
He likes wearing Kobe's.
I know. Hey, I know Kobe's your man, but protect your ankles at all costs, bro.
It's got some ankle braces. He'll be straight.
Yeah, something. Dude,
you gotta wear them Steph Curry's, them Steph Curry braces.
Dude, he should have I want to see him.
Braces. Did Marbury wear ankle braces? I
remember
one.
I don't know, but
in like the mid 2000s wore some chunky ass ankle braces. You need to wear them.
Cam Thomas needs to wrap himself all the way up to his waist with fucking without shit.
Let me read some comments. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. Ramel said front office got to care for once in their lives about winning a chip and stop lining their pockets. That's big facts. As long as Vaughn is coach, we will never know what this team can really do. If he didn't get that extension, our outlook changes. Shout out to Davion.
I agree with him 100%.
I don't know about I got to push back on I think teams do this, but I don't think that's what we've done. I don't like Joe Tsai and Sean Marks, how they're doing shit, but our team did not line their pockets. He actually lost money. Yeah. We spent a ton of money to try to win a championship that blew up in our face. So he's willing to spend. Does he make dumb decisions here and there when it comes down? Yeah, but by and large,
I think he's done with spending.
I think
Joe Tsai is not willing to spend anymore, bro. I think that ship sailed. He's somewhere in China on an island. He only cares about Liberty and lacrosse and Sean Marks.
Dude, I think he cares about the Nets, bro. I just think, dude, that whatever way
you think he wants to spend? I don't think he wants to spend any more money, bro. I think he wants us to keep us right here, mid, cheap. No, I don't got to spend anything.
What it is, and I don't believe that because then you're telling me that he literally will just do nothing from here on out, which I fail to believe. Is they're not doing what you think, like they're not doing what the fan wants. All the fans want them to do, to jump at the first big name. Look at the timeline. Look at most Nets fans. Every time a freaking superstar is named, everybody's out there like trying to be like, yo, look at me, yo, look at us, we're the Nets, like putting on their best outfit to go like woo fucking Dame Lillard or Levine, right? So it's like the Nets
said no to both because that's spending.
Good. I'm glad that and this is maybe where we may not all agree, but I'm glad the Nets said both to no to those guys. Dame Lillard, great. You're towards the end of your career. I don't want to pay you all that money. I'd rather invest it in actually building a legit team. Zach LaVine, whatever. I mean, we basically came to the assumption that he's a 20 averages, low 20. Like what? Is he mid to low Cypher?
Yeah.
Like go look at his averages and then watch his contract. And you want to be like, if you're comfortable with paying that for a guy who's going to average in the 20s the rest of his career, then have at it. But that's
like I
not
said,
smart
my
basketball.
issue's
to
not to
me.
know. I'm talking about my issue's that Josiah. I'm not projecting my opinion on Joe. I'm telling you what he said. There's a quote of him saying, "I'd rather have a mid 44 win or 30 something win team." Somebody find a quote. 44
Yeah,
win
I
team.
know what you're saying, but at the
than
time,
have yeah.
at the
I'm
time,
saying
that has different context, though. I think, and
I think
plays
that was
hard
mainly
and loses. You know,
I think that
at
was
the
mainly the
time
controversy.
when you couldn't keep a superstar on the team, when you couldn't you didn't know what Kyrie was going to do from one way to the next. You had to plan for the annual when KD would go down for the season, right? That was annual, and then God knows hard, and it's like, bro, what do you I to some degree, it's like, what do you do as an owner at that? What would you be happy with all that? Would you have been like?
yeah, but I'm not saying I wouldn't rather have a 42 win team that plays hard than a championship team. I'm not saying that. As an owner, you can't. You can't really say that, bro. You
and
can't.
I know this is going to set Cover off. Maybe this might set him off. I'm actually enjoying this team more than I've enjoyed the big three.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
How do you feel about that, chat? Chat, how do you
I've
feel?
actually been enjoying this team more than KD, Kyrie, and Harden's fucking melodramatic drama bullshit all the time. So over it. They're grown ass social media men is what they are that play basketball. That's how I feel about it.
Let's see what the chat said. Shout out to Chill. He said Mark Cuban recently. Yeah, Mark Cuban sold it. I don't know why he did it. I guess he's that's still up in there. I gotta figure out why he did it.
There's a
And
rumor
you know
going
what's
around.
crazy? And I'm sorry to interrupt, but you know what's crazy? They're all three of them are really fucking whatless because you don't hear nothing from any of them now. They fucking left, and it's like they're straight as a fucking arrow.
Who are you talking about? Who's left?
The big three, they all
yeah.
leave, and it's like you don't hear a fucking peep from anybody. Even when Harden axed out of Philly, it wasn't as toxic as here.
That's because it was New York, bro. New York is different. Our media is
this
different.
is Kyrie. He kept his way of letting us know about what's going on to a minimum. He hasn't taken no fucking days off. He hasn't taken no sabbaticals. It's all just fucking normal over there. But we get the shit under the stick. It's crazy.
Dude, Kyrie, he learned his lesson. Like, he knows if he does anything crazy.
When I told AJ that too, I said, dude, you have to know that he's going to be playing for his future in the NBA. If he wants to play in the NBA, he has to right the ship to some degree. He has to.
Talking about Kyrie?
Yeah. He had to. He can't be. I just don't think you're going to see Kyrie be as he'll be outspoken, but I think he's going to draw a fine line. Like, his whole thing about wearing the thing, I think that's, without him talking about it, I think was his way of, that's the way Kyrie needs to operate, I think, in some senses, without having to cost himself games. I mean, that's the only thing.
He already got the big money. He already got his contract. So, they gave him the, what was it, 4 or 5 years, something like that.
I could only imagine him being
on the 3 or 4. I thought it was.
No, he got 2 years, and then I think the last year is a player option. So he could be a free agent in 2 years and get another bag if he wants
to. He's got 2 years? I thought he got 3 or 4 years. It was a lot of money, though. It was a lot of money in those years, though.
Yeah, but he wanted, the reason why he requested a trade is because we wouldn't give him the 5-year max, and he didn't get one.
I think this team is actually, even though I wish we had a different GM, even though I wish we had a different coach, Joe Tsai, whatever. I don't even want to talk about him.
The chat is agreeing, though, saying they said, some people are saying facts, yes. Somebody said non 2021.
Oh, of course. No, I mean, not everybody's going to agree. I don't.
This is better than a big three.
I'm just saying, for me, I've been enjoying it because you got to admit, dude, that team that we had, it had all the potential in the world, but it was basically 4 seasons or 3 seasons, wherever you want to break it down to, of people just lying to themselves every season that it wasn't going to work when all the writing was on the wall. And we had an opportunity. It didn't work. It was time to move on. I am all for one coming up with a petition that says, can we, as Nets fans, who the fuck cares whose fault it is anymore? The shit don't work. It sucks. It's over. We know endless conversations about those three, but it's Like the whole thing, like when KD just said his thing about, oh, I was trying to get out way before then. And then everybody lost their mind. They're all, fuck you, KD. And it's like.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be talking about them until this team is good again.
I don't. I do know.
When is
I
that
don't.
gonna when are we gonna be good again?
The only time I talk about him is with you guys sometimes.
Honestly, that's why I'm not too mad at people that still bring it up, because it's like it was such a fucking like it literally came as soon it got destroyed as soon as it was built.
You know what though? But that breaking up with those three was like that was the after that, like, dude, there is a relationship you will have once in your life where that, like, as soon as it ends, you're like, I don't even want to remember or even think or even breathe the same air as the air as they have.
Yeah, because I've been over it.
But I mean, AJ, what can I do to get you excited about changing your perspective about finding something positive or excitement? Because I think there's a lot of fans that are like that, where they just, they're either
like, for me, what gets me excited about the Nets is just like somebody said in the chat, watching CT and Clax kill it. You know, Brooklyn Bridges. Those are the three things that get me excited. Everything else, like, I get excited.
Lonnie motherfucking Walker does not get you excited.
Let me add Lonnie to that. Yeah, Lonnie.
All right.
Lonnie was a surprise though. I wasn't expecting Lonnie to play like this.
I told you did it, but go back to our stream.
Yeah.
You were shocked when I told you Lonnie. I said, "Yo,
Lonnie's like that." Yeah,
dude, we picked up a gem in Lonnie, bro.
Yeah, it's just that, like, as a fan, I want my city and I want my team to win a championship. So it's like, if that's not in the picture for me, it's hard to, like. It's fun watching it's good while watching good basketball, but it's like, if that's not in the picture for me, it's like, I just, it's just
You still can't get over the big three that you had it that close? Is that what it is?
No, I'm over it. Just that I want my team to win a chip, and like now it's like I'm set so far back. It's gonna be like years, bro. Like, do you think the Nets are gonna win a chip in your lifetime, bro?
But see, okay, no, I think that anything's possible. Hopefully, I have many more years left, but I'm hoping
people don't understand, like, that window is so
okay. I will say this:
it's
they
not
got 25 to 30 years to make it happen before. Like, if it doesn't happen by the time I'm in my 80s, oh well. But no, I mean,
he's about your 80s.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I would hope.
You're gonna wave the white flag. You're gonna wave the white Nets flag, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like,
dude, that'll be one of my last words, bro. I'll be like,
in 2070, in 2070, we're gonna be like
2070.
We're gonna be fucking on this channel, like, yo, the Nets we just made it past the first round.
Dude, 2070, bro. We're gonna be streaming my death, and it'll be like at a video, and we'll be like watching a game or something.
It's gonna be like 3D streaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, be like, oh, is he dead? Oh, yeah, all right.
No, it's like, I get excited when I see CT, Clax, Lonnie, Brooklyn Bridges, man. But it's just that championship window, like, people don't know. It's like,
oh, well, dude, it's close.
Some teams have been fighting for 30 years just to get back to that championship window, bro. Like, it's not no easy window to repeat, easy things to, like, get back to.
But I guess that's why I'm advocating for the, like, come to reality of where your team actually is. Yeah, there's definitely some positives and good things, and we can have some string of good wins, but you got to be realistic of where your team's really at. I'm not ready to freak out yet until, like, if the trade deadline has passed and Dinwiddie and Royce are still on this team, then I say it's officially like 100%. I would panic. Because that means like really, like, if you're like, I'm trying to ask, does anybody really chat? And then AJ, Chubbs, everybody, do y'all think that Royce and Dinwiddie should be here for the future? If you're trying to build a championship team right now.
No.
Okay, no.
They should be gone deadline,
Sure.
especially
Rage says
especially
no.
when your center and Claxton is up for free agent. You should prioritize signing him.
Yeah. So I guess that's like, and that's why for me, that's where the first, that's your first telltale sign of whether that then I will maybe get as depressed as you have at one point, AJ, about the Nets. Like maybe if I see that happen at the deadline, then I'm going to be very concerned, and I probably will be unhinged. And then there'll be some moron on the timeline that will come by and be like,
especially if we let Clax go. If we let Clax go,
they'll try to whitewash it, spin it. Like
I might deactivate. If we let Clax, if we have Spence on this team, Spence, Royce, and no Clax on this team next year, I might deactivate.
Because you can
I'm gonna go ghost.
Bro, you could make the argument that you could. I mean, but let's be honest, dude. Outside of like what I consider untouchables right now, or like McCall, CJ, Cam Thomas, some others, like, but there's a lot of guys that, I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. could get traded. Like DFS could get traded. Royce could get traded. Spencer Dinwiddie could get traded.
Yeah.
I don't think those guys are untouchable. I think they're building some relationships.
Yeah.
But I do like, how's about that? Because I could easily see this. I could see if Royce, or how do I say that? This is what I'm hoping happen. I'm hoping that they move on from Dinwiddie and Royce, and that they either go after another point guard, because I'm still not 100% confident of DSJ as I was potentially at the beginning of the year, of what he was going to be for this team. I'm not quite sure where he fits in with this squad right now. Am I not seeing it? Are you guys?
Oh no, I agree.
What are you seeing? Like he's had moments that are good and great defensive moments, but by and large, his role on this team just does not seem like.
I need to watch him a little bit more, because he's been hurt all the time. But
but even when he was not hurt, it just how he was playing out there within the system, it just didn't. I don't know.
That's a fair point, man. That's a fair point.
He can attack and he can play defense, but that's all he can do. He can't really shoot.
Oh no!
I thought he could shoot better than he did. He can't shoot for shit.
Even attacking the rim, he's kind of out of control at that too. I mean,
no, he's not out of control going to the rack. I'm just saying he's another one-dimensional guy that, if we're being honest, I want to keep the more multi-dimensional guys, right? Like if you told me would I play, if I had an option to give more minutes to either Trendon Wofford, Royce, or even him, the answer would be Wofford.
Yeah. Let me make sure you guys hit that like button though. This was a good talk. Yeah, Mike, like I said, like saying a lot of Saints concerns are my concerns. Like if like I said, I just want us to, at the deadline, we're probably gonna say this again on multiple streams, but like I said, it's all we have is the future. You get our draft picks back, get our 2024 pick back, get some young guys here, or get some draft capital back. We'll get a ring of Royce, DFS, Dinwiddie, or whoever it is. Get rid of them. Resign Claxton. Give him the bag, please. And then we're gonna build around CT, Clax, McHale, and CJ. That'll be our core, and then we'll go from there, and just keeps molding these young guys, working on development, and building through the draft. If we get our draft picks back, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. And then we're cool with now we can officially start the rebuild Nets. You know what I'm saying? The build through the draft Nets,
I mean, Houston isn't giving us our draft picks back unless we give them something astronomical.
Oh, no, they're not. But I'm saying, like, I'm talking about getting our draft picks back, just saying, like, getting that 2024 pick from somebody else. Just from the value that, Spence and Royce and I'm getting our 2024 first round, getting some of those years that we don't have picks from somebody else. At least somebody else gives up their picks for our players. That's what I'm saying. Like, not exactly our picks, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Shout out to, let me read a couple of comments and we'll be out of here. Shout out to Isaac. DSJ hasn't been that great while on the Knicks and Mavericks. That's a good point. He was on the Knicks. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. He was on the Knicks.
DSJ is considered a bust in women's.
Yeah, he was like struggling to get. Honestly, there was a point where he wasn't really going to be in the NBA anymore, but he just was incredible on the Hornets, and everybody just. And then he got that deal from teams actually were like, oh, okay.
I know he was preparing to. He was trying to play professional football.
And he was about to be out the league. He was about to be out the league.
And the Hornets were like, "Hey, we need a backup," and he decided to sign with him.
Yeah. Shout out to Ramel. Why the hell did we trade for Spencer and get him back? That is ass backwards. Can we get back Durant knowing he is better? And that front office is weird for that. Yeah, I was so shocked when we got Spence back. I was like, wait, what? We just traded. So you told me we traded Spence to the Wizards just to get him back? And hey, we didn't even get Kuzma out of that deal. Remember how tight we were when we were trying to get? We're like, wait, why didn't Sean go for Kuzma?
Thank God we didn't go for Kuzma. Jesus Christ, he sucks. He sucks.
He did it. We didn't get Kuzma. We traded Spence for a TPE that we didn't even use, and then we got Spence back. It's crazy.
I think we used the TPE on Seth Curry.
Did we use it? We might have. You would know better than me. You would know better than me.
I think we did. I think we used it on Seth, but I'm not sure.
All right. Let's talk about how ass the Bulls are. They should have blown it up and trade Lonzo for peanuts. Maybe we could get some rolling.
There's a lot of teams that should blow it up, but they haven't. The
Bulls and the Toronto Raptors are the most blow up teams in the NBA right now, bro.
Oh God, yeah.
Those are the two blow it up teams. If you haven't, they gotta blow it up. Both of those teams gotta blow it up. I'm sorry.
Okay, how about this? I have a drastic prediction. I think the Miami Heat are closer to blowing it up than people realize.
Damn, Miami?
You really have to factor it in. After the bubble run, that roster should have seen some big changes and improvements. Instead, it's just the minor tweaks, the low-key signings, and just trying to run it back over and over and over again. It has shown success, mind you. They've gone back to a Eastern Conference Finals and then another Finals.
Yeah.
But how much more can you really try? Let's grit and grind. Let's just get a bunch of low-key players that can play hard and find a way we can use the most out of them before you can say this really isn't working out. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fair point. I didn't realize about them. I mean, the Heat do have
really
a window.
Think about it. Every time they've gotten far, it's to the point where they ran into a team that genuinely just has better talent than them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then missing out on guys like Dame, guys like Harden,
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal, even they really do need that superstar. It's like Toronto; they need that superstar just to carry them over that hump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think this season, but they're very closer than we even realize.
Their window is. You're right. Their window is definitely it's been Jimmy's getting older. I mean, Bam is still fairly young, but they need to start getting young guys in there because they have a very older team.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever blow it. I don't know. They're just not the team.
But I trust Pat Riley. I'll tell you that. I trust Pat Riley better than Sean Marks and Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. That combination,
Dame Lillard should have been a net. I don't know what Pat Riley. Well, he's not the GM. It's the other dude. But I don't know how Pat Riley didn't push for that to happen.
I know Heat fans
Pat
are
Riley and
tired
Spoelstra.
of Pat Riley.
Pat Riley and Spoelstra. Say what they want about Pat Riley and Spoelstra, but that team has been to the finals so many times. There's sometimes I'm like, how are the Heat in the finals? Every single year, I'm like, how have the Heat make it this far?
How haven't they won one? It's really to the point. It's kind of like it's if the Nets were good. If this current version of the Nets were good and had a system.
Yeah.
They don't have that superstar that can equal to going up against guys like the Nuggets or in 2021 or again not 2020 against the Lakers. They just run into teams that just have better talent than them.
Yeah.
And the fact that they didn't really partially blow up that little group, they didn't trade one of Hero or Robinson to at least get some form of a superstar when they were at their highest. It's kind of just like, what the hell are we doing here?
Like let him
They
have.
did
Let
good
him
with that
exit
draft
early.
though. Jamie Jacquez is a great player. So like
He's a wonderful. Yeah, he's one. They can
Yeah.
draft well, so it's not like
Yeah.
it's the end of the world if they decide to do that.
Yeah. Like Jamie, Bam, I like their future right now when Jimmy's gone and all their old players, Kyle, all them are. I guess
There's a few
Jamie, Bam, and
misses.
Tyler Hero are their like main
Yeah.
three, right? Yeah.
There's a few misses. I believe. I remember fucking. What's old boy's name? Justice Winslow. Yeah, I believe that's.
Oh
his
my
name.
God, he was.
There's a few misses, but overall they
He
know
was
how to draft.
terrible.
They got Bam. They have
Yeah.
Triple J. Like they know how. Also, they know how to sign low key guys, undrafted guys too.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying. Like,
Duncan
they know
Robinson.
how to.
They find those gems, those undrafted gems. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me read some of these. Shout out to Aurelius. Keep Clax. Trade CJ as he's redundant. Guys like Claxton don't grow on trees. Facts. I don't believe in Bridges though. You guys will see who Bridges really is. Shout out to JR. Froze said, even though we put the tournament, great win. Nets. Yeah, we're out of the tournament. Yeah. Shout out to Froze Profits. What's good? Chill. Sean Marks is the only GM that saw something in him. Who talking about, Clax?
Or are you talking about Cam Thomas?
I don't know. Who are you talking about? Chills. Isaac said, indeed, True Miami needs to blow it up. So you're saying Jimmy? No, Jimmy Boyce in the Nets is hilarious. I like Claxton, but let's use logic. He's a great versatile defender, but he doesn't have any offensive abilities. Bad free throw shooter and average rebounder.
I disagree. You know,
I disagree a little bit too.
He might
What?
not have
His
like
offense have gotten a lot better, bro. He's averaging. What's he averaging? How many points he's averaging?
I mean,
Like Claxton's gonna give you at least 10 or 12 points a night.
He's one of the
You know
best
what I'm
finishers
okay,
in the NBA.
let's
Last year he was averaging 12, right?
But let's reword what he said though, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously the great versatile defender, those are facts.
Yeah.
But to say, dude, that he doesn't have any offensive abilities, I think you should reword it. It's better to say kind of like how you did the average rebounder. It's probably like offensively, Claxton is average. He's not elite. He's not amazing. He gets set up quite a bit. Has his game improved? Yes. But because you remember those early games.
Oh, yeah. Claxton used to be a lot worse.
Has it gotten better? Yes, it has. Is he, but I think you should have just like, he does have you can't sit there because the other thing you have to see that part of his game, that Claxton's game that has grown is how many times have we seen him more routinely Euro step through the paint?
It's not just the Euro step though. It's the
But
he
that
got
too,
Euro step. He got
one
left right hand
though.
hooks. He got left right hand over the shoulder hooks. He's got he can drive and get.
But it is fair to say he's an average scorer. He's not anything spectacular.
Oh no,
But to say he doesn't have any offensive abilities is completely wrong.
I mean, I like the jump shot he had against the Hawks, but you just got to keep doing that. He's got to build his confidence.
Yeah, I mean, but AJ, I'll even agree with this. He doesn't have great post-up moves. He doesn't.
No, he needs to work on that too.
So I get it, but he still is currently a massive how do I say this? Unless you have somebody that is better than Claxton that you have in mind to replace, like why trade him? Like you can't.
And again, Claxton's 23 years old. He's not like he's 28 at the end of his career.
And this is a part of Sean Marks when he does that, when he sets the team up the way he does. It's like he puts himself in a position of like, if say he traded Claxton, didn't get equal, like who's going to trade for Claxton and give you back a better center? Nobody, right? Like, and then you're thin there. Even if you traded him or you moved on from him, it's like then you have to go into the hopefully sign one. Hopefully somebody trades you at some point, but it's like at this point you have to retain Claxton just from simply of like you have a young drafted asset that a lot of teams covet. Why are you not either getting something for it or signing it and trading them later if it's that big of a deal? Like what is it this like we don't want to really do much unless it's like we get rid of a star, right? That seems like somebody wrote that. Tell me if I'm not like go look at all of Sean Marks' big trades have been trades away.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And not for nothing, and I hate to be that guy. Like he is playing good in these recent stretch of games. If Clax goes, You cannot sell Day'Ron Sharpe and Noah Clowney as your starting center and backup center. You just can't. You cannot. I love what Day'Ron Sharpe is doing these recent stretch of games, so it hurts me to say that, but he's not ready to take that leap.
Yeah.
He's not ready to take that role.
I don't think Noah Clowney will ever touch Clax on his switchability and his athleticism.
Defense. He's never gonna be. He's not.
No.
Like somebody saying in the chat, Clax is not just.
Does Clowney have a potential to be a better scorer than Clax? Yes. Does he have a potential to be a decent rebounder or a rebound as good as Clax? I think so. But because I think people kind of judged him, myself included, maybe a little too harshly after that the summer league. Because if you've I've caught a couple games with him playing, and it's like if he keeps playing the way he's doing and develops that way, he's gonna have a nice little game. He'll be a great bench guy for us. I wouldn't say starter, right?
Clax is like the reason, like what I saw early in his career, why I was like, yo, I know this kid is special, is like you don't find 6'11" people his size that can move his feet like a guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't just happen every single, happen all the time. I mean, now we see a lot more of it because the NBA is getting more modernized. They're teaching it when kids are younger, but now it's like the way the timing on his blocks, the way he times blocks, the way he moves his feet laterally like a guard, and you're 6'11". That's like you don't just find that every single day. Like you don't just wake up and say, "Oh yeah,
and
we
he's
can find another 6'11" defender."
He's become a player that any team would love to have on their team. Like say what you want about Claxton, about him not being this or that or blah blah blah, or I'm just saying anything. At the end of the day, though, like Claxton, you can't tell me Claxton doesn't like. I think what I think would happen and would probably be really sad to see, though, is I think Claxton's the type of player that would leave here and get even better than he is now.
Yeah.
He would get
that's what I'm saying, bro. If you get him the legit coach and the development, like an OKC or who's a good development, OKC, Memphis, those type of development coach.
You can't tell me you can't figure out how to use Claxton with all that athleticism. I'm sorry, like,
oh my god.
I think, dude, I guarantee you they would probably have dudes shooting more.
Clax will turn into like Kevin Garnett, bro. What he leaves here, like a prime Minnesota Kevin Garnett, or Chris Bosh, like shooting
the games played. I think he's number 1 in blocks.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to see that happen, bro. We drafted Clax, man.
I'm gonna give you my parting words, and then I got to get off because I gotta finish to get my kids ready for school tomorrow. Yeah. But if I'm looking into the future, I'm putting on my what do they call that hat? Cypher, you know everything. What's that hat called?
Tin hat.
A what?
A tin hat.
A tin hat? No, that's conspiracy. I'm talking like I'm future. What is that shit that they wear? Whatever. Anyways.
Your futuristic hat?
Yeah. What I'm hoping that this happens and I'm not even going to talk about who we're getting in return because there's just so many endless possibilities on that conversation. But if you told me at the end of the year, we made those couple trades, right? Maybe trade at least 2 people, at least give me 2 people you trade. I don't care whether you get more picks or maybe you try to bring another young player in that's like maybe catch a break and you get another Trendon Wofford or somebody else, right? Like I'm totally cool with that. But I would love in the offseason that it's like that you still have Clax retained. You still have like the court, like they keep Watford. I think Watford is a find that you can't let go. And I think you're going to be able to, they'll be able to retain Watford, I think at a decent team deal. Like Lonnie Walker, I think the Nets have given themselves like something other than just worrying about a trade to look at, right? Like I know that they know how the type of player they are, but it's like you can't like deny what these guys have done in the absence of starters that have been injured. So I'm hoping that in the offseason, we see more of like, at least at their moves, and the moves I hope is that they see it that way and they keep those guys around, and then you let everybody else go. I know you can't keep everybody on this team next season, right? Your favorite role bench player, one of them is not going to be here, but you have to be able to keep one or two when you find a good one. You cannot let Lonnie Walker disappear after the season. Like, you cannot. You cannot let Trendon Wofford walk in the offseason. That's the other thing. You have so many one-year contracts. I understand you got to play basketball, but you're going to have to trade a couple of them.
Yeah. Oh, those good last words. Isaac said wizard hat.
Have a good night, y'all. Yeah, no, it's kind of like, no, I don't. I know sheiks. I know a sheik. They wear a certain, like a turban. I want to say turban. Maybe it is a turban. Is that what it is?
Oh, the one with the little diamond in the middle.
No, like Mecca high Mecca. You remember that from that shit?
Oh,
I should probably get one.
About.
I'm gonna get one of those and do my future.
I'm gonna find the name's gonna come to me like right when we get end the stream too. I know what you're talking about. Assaulted. Is it assaulted?
No, I'm gonna find out the name, dude. I'm not getting off the stream until I find out the actual fucking name.
Yo, hit the like button right now. We read a little bit more comments till we end this. Class gonna stay. Get rid of Ben though. Get rid of this coach.
Yeah.
Turban. Somebody said turban.
Yeah, I said turban, but yeah, I didn't know. Maybe they're not labeled psychic turban, or I don't think they have names for them like that. But it is a turban. Yeah, maybe I should get one of those and do like my best Johnny Carson impression. And he had the one with the big feather on the front.
I'm crying. All right, yo. You gonna hit us? Make sure you hit that like. Follow us on Instagram, Next Kingdom One. All our Twitters, nestkingdom.net online. Check out some articles and
hit that like button.
Yeah, Twitters are all on the bottom of the screen, so follow us on Twitter.
Yes, try and please
Genie.
try.
That's a good one, Genie.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was the turban. I wasn't thinking about the many types of people that wear turbans, but it was a turban. Yeah. I think we should end on this. But at the same time, we are the only Nets. Are there fan bases like this where we're on a 3-game winning streak but we're talking about
trades, the future,
about how shitty the coach is? Like,
yeah, the coach
other
is
teams
bad,
do this. Like, we're on a 3-game winning streak, and we're like, fire.
I told you the future is all we have, man. Like, these wins, the 3-game winning streak is good, but
I honestly will say this, bro.
Right now,
I think Nets fan base as a whole has kind of gotten more negative. And it's like you can tell because it's like we're on a 3-game winning streak, but if you had looked at the timeline, it would look like we had just lost 10 in a row.
I mean, with how bad things went the last few years, it just altered the fan base. I mean, we're just going to be negative all the time until.
The fan base is completely. And I'm trying to always think of a way we get the fan base back together, but. Dude, your fan base is so fractured. It's like either player. There's like a player aspect of it that players can do no wrong. Then you have the Stan group that was in there, and then even fans now that think that the superstars did nothing wrong. And then there's the other fans that think the front office and Sean Marks, shit's gold.
It's interesting because I know BKN 85 talked about it. The Nets fan base definitely did get bigger in the last few years because of the stars.
Oh, yeah, but it shrank just as quick as it got big.
Yeah, it did. I seen so many people leave.
That shit was like, boom!
Everybody
I
left,
think
bro.
It got smaller, but some of these guys, they did stick around. Like, some of these stands, do still follow.
Yeah, a couple. But you made good. Well, I'll say this. There were people that I didn't know were stands, but just because they were stands, they were kind of cool. But it was the stands that would just come in and rip apart the team and tell you suck and argue with you about how you're not this. And then you're like, motherfucker, you're a stand?
Saint, those are not called stands. Those are called groupies.
Oh, groupies, you're right.
Their calls are called groupies. Those are the people that will look at stats and say, "Oh, at least he got this in a 30-point blowout loss." These are stands that, well, no, these are groupies that will always look on the bright side, even if their player plays like absolute garbage.
You need to tweet that out, or let me tweet that out. Like stands are really like call them what they really call stands what they really are, groupies.
This is groupies, yeah.
You're a groupie. That's true. That's why I don't buy another man's jersey. I only get the special made ones and put my name on the back.
Right. And mind you, you give a compliment, it's not praise. You give critique, it's too much.
Oh yeah.
You can never win with groupies. You just can never win.
No, and to say this too, because I do have to go. I really think this season for fans, like if you're like, and I'm speaking to the fans that have been fans either their whole life or more, or they were fans before the big three got here, right? Those are who I'm talking to. It's like, there's no way you cannot, like, as a fan, look at this and be like, oh my God, fucking Real Royal trauma. Sorry, that threw me, dude. Where's the Real Royal? He's been awful quiet for a long time.
Oh yeah, what happened to his boy Harden?
Oh, dude, he was talking so much. He just disappeared. He knows if he came back on this channel, bro, he would get lit. Like, you could do a whole stream talking to Real Royal about James Harden. Anyways, I love you guys. Chat, appreciate you.
See y'all.
We're kind of doing a daily game thing. Because we're all like grown up adults and we're all doing life shit. So we're all checking in with each other at game day, and we all sit there and say, "Hey, do you want to stream today?" And that's how we decide now. So maybe we'll be here, maybe we won't. Maybe Cam Thomas will be playing the next game. Maybe we won't. But if Cam Thomas does play the next game, you know AJ's gonna
be out here.
Like Cypher will call AJ. AJ, please. Come on,
Cam. We gotta get CT's return. CT's
return.
Get
some screen time. I gotta talk about my man.
CT's return, man. All right, y'all.
I'm going ghost.